So let's start exploring some of the sources and how to get those into your project. So you can see that I'm actually in my project. And at this point, I'm going to be using a database. And this database I'm going to be using actually is so wonderful and actually can directly submit sources into your Noodletools project if you're signed in. So let's look at what that looks like. I am in one of my favorite sources, and that is Student Resources and Context. It's a great source for information, some basic information in like reference material, but also where it's been in newspapers and magazines. So here I've looked for Hiroshima, and I'm exploring reference because I just need some basic information. But you'll notice here that Gale in Context does a great job of like basically dividing everything out. So looking at my reference section, let's say that I decide to use this source right here. Notice it says up at the top, cite. So I've read through it. I decided this is a great source, so I want to cite it. So I click on cite, and you want to make sure it's on whatever you're using. So I am using MLA, and you notice it says export to Noodletools. So I'm going to click on that. It will open. It gives me a chance to double check that. It's usually pretty right. Sometimes there can be a little thing wrong with it. Not usually a big deal, but like sometimes there can be like technically an error. So I'm looking at this and that looks good. And notice it says import and it says you're logged in and it says the project. So now I'm going to hit import references. And then I go back to my Noodletools. I can refresh that and notice that it appeared. That's how you import in from any of the Gale databases that have a direct way to import into Noodletools.